Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I'm going to be talking about New World. New World, yes, New World. Now, this is a little bit different from what I usually do on this channel, but I figured I'm so in love with this game, and I know there are some people that may not know about it, and I just figured I should make a video about it, kind of give my own thoughts on the game, kind of explain some certain things that I like about it, some things I don't. But yeah, let's get right into it. So we're going to start off with basic mechanics of the game. Now, being an MMORPG, you would expect for basic, mechanics and everything that you would see in any other game be in this game, and that is exactly what you get in this game. You get the core mechanics, you get the absolute feeling of grinding and the satisfaction from getting the items that you wanted through the grind that you give, right? Now, one thing I will say, which is a huge takeaway from other MMORPGs, is the level of RNG in this game. Now, you can actually craft and create your own weapons in this game rather than grinding out a dungeon or a raid, whatever you want to call it, for hours on end to get nothing, or absolutely something that you don't need or can't use like other MMOs. Now, as a person who has played a lot of MMOs, ranging from Blade and Soul, Elsword, Perfect World, which Perfect World is like one of the biggest OGs in the MMO genre. I have a lot of takeaway from those games. And this game just feels way more satisfying than any other MMO I've ever played. It is just beautifully put together with the surroundings, the story, kind of the way that they put everything together and just make it fit all into one beautiful circle. Okay? I mean, absolutely enjoyable. I think I have spent at least 34 hours so far, 35 hours. It could even be 40 by now. In game already, and that is within the last week. In case you guys don't know, there is a closed beta right now, which if you pre-order the game, even if you pre-order it right now while the beta is still going on, you can get into the beta. The beta ends though on August 2nd, I believe, and the full game releases on August 31st. So if you're wanting to do that, make sure you get onto that soon, ASAP. Okay, so now let's talk about the aspect of the fighting and the storyline when it comes to the PvP and the PvE. So, fighting mechanics. Absolutely enjoyable. This game is not a button masher, and it also isn't too much for new MMO players. As you can see, I do have some gameplay on the screen now. You can see my 3 abilities are in the bottom right of my screen. Now, this game is a little bit different in terms of other MMORPGs because your skill is determined by the weapon you have equipped. You are able to equip 2 separate weapons, that ranging from a sword and shield all the way to a great hammer and a great axe. You can go ahead and choose whichever you want to do. There is no class, there's no mage class, there's no warrior class. There isn't anything like that in this game. It is again just based off of the weapons that you select. So, that being said, each weapon that you select, you can level up individually, and you will go through different skill trees, which will allow you to choose 3 different types of skills, or, abilities to equip at a time. Now, the good thing about this game is it's not a button masher. You do not need to absolutely hit this perfect skill combo in order to make any difference in a PvP scenario and a PvE. Now, there are combos that you can do with certain weapons, like the spear. I know you can sweep, which stuns the enemy and brings them to the ground, and then you can do the 3, I think it's a 3 spear jab. But most weapons, they all have their good uses and not really combos. And that is from my personal experience. I could be wrong, but from what I've seen, that's just kind of how it is. And honestly, that's probably my most favorite part of this game, is the fact that it isn't a skill tree individually wise, meaning you don't have to be subjected to one certain class. Meaning, in other MMOs, you have the archer class, for example, or you have a mage class, right? And then while you can choose from those different classes, which range from different things, in this game, you have the option to just unequip that weapon and switch to another weapon. I think that is awesome. It creates flexibility. It creates the option to be able to choose and decide what you want to be, and also give you the opportunity to take back what you want to be and change and try new things without having to create a whole brand new character. Or sometimes you can change your class in other MMOs, but it can end up costing money, or a lot of in-game currency, which I think the way they did it in New World, it's just the best way. It's just the best way to make it an all-around funner experience and less of a hassle of looking up on YouTube what is the best class that I should run to do the most damage, or this, that, the other, right? Now, in terms of the storyline that adapts to the PvP and the PvE, we haven't really seen much of it, considering it is a beta, right? This beta, I think they focus more on server stability and in-game bugs. That's the main thing that I've seen so far. So we don't have a lot of story. Now, you can do a lot of the story already. You can actually go up to level 60, which I don't think is going to be the max level. I think, personally, it's going to be level 100, but that's besides the point. You can go and get up to that point, but there isn't much in terms of like story cutscenes like what you see in the beginning of the game. Now, I don't know if that's something that's going to be added later. It's hard to tell. I think they will, because there are certain points in the game, which, spoiler alert, if you guys don't want to hear any spoilers that are due with the story, click off now or mute. Skip maybe 5 minutes, and then you'll be good. Okay, so here's your 5-second warning. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so in terms of story, there are a few little quests, main story quests actually, here and there, that actually have animations, but they don't seem like they're finished, or there is meant to be something there, but because it is a beta, they don't want to show all the cards that they have up their sleeve, which I completely understand. But I'm just saying, I'm just adding that in there so that you guys know that while there isn't much in cutscenes or adding to the story, I can tell that there is a very unique story in the background that we just haven't got to yet. But yeah, continuing further, okay, still talking about PvP and PvE, I think another amazing thing that this game did is it's called Faction Wars. So there are 3 different factions in the game. There's the Syndicate, the Marauders, and the Covenant, okay? And that goes by the purple, green, and yellow groups. Like, they're like the different guilds, pretty much. And I think the uniqueness of this game in terms of like the war and how each guild kind of goes against each other, and how they kind of have to like control different zones, and you can go at war with each other. I just think it makes a more interactable experience, and just constantly needing to do stuff. I think it's awesome. It creates a very interactive player base. I give a lot of big ups to Rust in doing that as well. Rust being another survival game, not an MMO, but in terms of player activity needed, it keeps the player count up and it keeps people interested, and I enjoy that. So now we're going to go ahead and move on from PvP and PvE to the crafting system and the inventory management. I think out of every MMO that I've ever seen, this game has the most user-friendly interface and crafting in terms of forgeries, weaponsmith, everything that you can think of. It has the cleanest and the most user-friendly and noob-friendly interface that I've ever seen. You know, it tells you if you want this, you need this, that, this, and the other. And if you want this, that, this, and the other, this is how you get this, that, and the other, right? Now, some people may be, you know, turned off by that. They may not want that because it makes it a little bit easier. It kind of opens up doors to making the game a lot less skillful, okay? But in my opinion, this is how MMO should be because it makes it more enjoyable for a broader audience, meaning you get more people in, right? And the reason why I say that is because not everyone can grind, you know, 12, 14 hours a day like some people can, and that is just the truth. And so that makes it a little bit more enjoyable for those people who have to work or aren't always able to play, which I think is awesome. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I feel like I've touched on everything. You know, like I said, the PvP, the PvE, beautiful. The server uptake, beautiful. I'm liking the fact that they're really focused on hearing out the community and certain things and really taking people's opinions seriously. I'm absolutely loving that. That makes it a lot more enjoyable, and it makes me really happy to know that the company is really, really trying to make this enjoyable for everyone. Now, in terms of trying to please the people, I think they've done a really good job so far. Some people don't think so because, you know, shutting down for server maintenance or this, that, the other. I think, you know, some people just expect everything to work instantly. And I don't want another Cyberpunk 2077, okay? I want a game that comes out that is, you know, not perfect, because no game is going to be perfect anymore. That's just how it is. You know, back in the day, we could put in a game and expect it to work. But now, you know, you got, especially when it comes to online games, no online game is ever going to be perfect. That's impossible. Even old games that you could pop in and expect it to work flawlessly from the beginning to end will have hitches here and there. That's besides the point, though. I'm going to go ahead and do my closing thoughts. If you have any doubts as to whether you want to pick up this game and kind of get into it, maybe you don't want to do it now, but, you know, whenever the full game gets released, that's perfectly fine. I think the beta is a good time to kind of see if you do enjoy the game, and if you don't, then you could refund it. But if you want to wait till the full game comes out, I would highly recommend that you guys do give this game a chance. It is a lot of fun. I am very excited to see how the full game turns out, and the potential that this game has to becoming one of the best MMOs of all time is great. And I think this game far exceeded my expectations and many others. It is just an all-around fun experience to play with you, play by yourself, or with your friends. It is just an absolutely, you know, honestly breathtaking experience for a beta to be this fun and be this addicting. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope I didn't ramble too much in this video. I just kind of wanted to say my thoughts and say what I experienced in the game so far. And so far, guys, I would highly recommend it. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. More content like this is actually coming up. I have a lot of things planned for my channel and for streaming and everything. So just stay tuned. But yeah, guys, much love to everyone here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you all have an amazing, amazing day. Try out New World. If you don't like it, refund it, but just give it a try. You never know until you try. Alright, guys. You guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.